Hello and welcome to another edition of Parenting Matters with McCracken. Whether you're a friend or a future parent or a fellow parent, we are going through the series largely based on Faber and Maslach's book called How to Talk So Kids Will Listen and Listen So Kids Will Talk, or How to Talk So Teens Will Listen and Listen So Teens Will Talk. Right now we're on part 2 of How to Talk So Kids Will Listen, and talking about how to help them deal with their feelings, how to help them deal with their feelings. Last time we mentioned that instead of half listening, we want to give our full attention. And today we're going to suggest that instead of asking questions and giving advice, and here's an example of this. It's a default that we often move to when our child is having a problem or expressing a strong emotion. Here's an example that they give in their book in a comic fashion. Little girl says, "Somebody stole my new red pencil." And maybe it's the teacher, maybe it's the mother sitting here at the table. I think it's the mother, and she says, "Are you sure you didn't lose it?" And the little girl says, "I didn't. It was on my desk when I went to the bathroom." And the mother says, "Well, what do you expect if you leave your things lying around?" And the mother continues in lecture mode by saying, "You've had things taken before, you know. This isn't the first time. I always tell you, keep your valuables in your desk. The trouble with you is you never listen." And the little girl says, "Oh, leave me alone." The mother says, "Don't get fresh." So isn't it often a tendency of ours to move into lecture mode, or to give advice, or to ask questions that usually aren't for getting information, but usually for shaming or getting the child to consider our point of view instead of acknowledging what they're sharing with simply a word or a sound. So take the same situation with a slightly different response from the parent. The little girl comes in and says, "Somebody stole my new red pencil." And the mother says, "Oh?" And the girl says, "I left it on my desk when I went to the bathroom and somebody took it." And the mother says, And the little girl says, "That's the third time I've had my pencil ripped off." And the mother says, "Ah." And the little girl says, "I know. From now on, when I leave the room, I'm going to hide my pencil in my desk." And the mother says, "I see." Now, I want to say that this doesn't always happen like this the first time or immediately. Sometimes it does. But sometimes it just takes a while to get in the habit of doing this. Not taking on the child's problem yourself, but actually helping the child come down in their feelings so that they can think more logically and be better prepared to deal with solving their own problems. As we mentioned before, this is not true with just parents and children. It's also true with adults and adults. It's also true in marriage relationships. It's also true in relationships that we have with other people when emotions are high and we want to just help bring them down in a non-manipulative, understanding kind of way. And one of the ways to do that is to just simply indicate that you're listening by acknowledging with a word or a sound. "Oh, I see. Ah, tell me more." These are some examples. And they don't just work in the books, it works in real life. Again, it might take a little practice. It might take some persistence. Your child may not even be able to cognitively understand what it is you're doing, but they're going to feel something different and sense something different, rather than compounding their anxiety with lectures and shaming and making them feel bad about what they already feel bad about. Next time, we'll talk about part 2 of helping teens deal with their emotions.